That was one of the best, if not the best, MLS playoff match I have ever seen. The intensity was crazy. The stakes were high. The quality was great. And you had two giants battling for a spot to advance to the Western Conference Final. And guys, I said this before the match even started when I saw the matchup in the two teams that this was my Western Conference Final. And if it was, it did not disappoint. It did not disappoint. I want to break down what happened. Vancouver Whitecaps beat LAFC on penalties to advance to the Western Conference Final. But let's talk about how we got there and what happened in this game. This instant classic that was, I think they played a total of like 136 minutes in this match, maybe a little bit more. We streamed it. It was like 3 hours long. This game was just insane. So let's start off with the first half. Okay. In the first half, LAFC looked like they were completely out of it. Like they were sleepwalking. They were absolutely dominated by the Vancouver Whitecaps in the first half. I thought, man, this is going to be ugly if LAFC play like this. I mean, they didn't look like they were prepared for this match whatsoever. You had Ahmed for Vancouver on the left side just cooking Palencia all game long, absolutely cooking him. He never had a chance. And hey, if you're enjoying the video, make sure you give it a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Our goal is to hit 12,000 subscribers by MLS Cup Final Day, which is less than 2 months away. A lot of exciting playoff games ahead of us, and we have real momentum, so I think we could hit that goal. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and hit that little bell notification so you never miss any of our videos. Now, back to the video. And then you had Sabi, Kubas, Muller, like literally the entire Vancouver Whitecaps team was playing great ball in the first half. And then you had LAFC playing lethargic, uninspiring, no creativity in the midfield. And Sonny and Denny Bouanga never had a chance to get going in the first half because they had nobody to play them the ball. Nobody. Tillman, Delgado, nobody was doing anything for this team. And when I saw the starting 11, I asked myself, I said, why does Dolo, why is he so reluctant to play uh, Moran or play Smolyakov or hell, even David Martinez isn't that bad at this point. Like he's playing this lineup that just has no creativity whatsoever in the midfield, and it really hurts the team. And it hurt them tonight in the end because of how bad their slow start was. But the first half, Vancouver, I thought it was a 9 out of 10 performance. They played incredible. That ball Takioka had to Sabi for the first goal was beautiful in the 40th minute. Absolutely beautiful. And when I saw that, I thought, okay, LAFC might be in trouble. They look bad. Vancouver gets on the board first. This could be trouble. Okay. Then in added time in the first half, Laborda was able to get the rebound shot off the Hugo Lloris save and score to put him up 2-0 at the end of the half. And I thought, this is not good. This is not good. The defense looks really bad. Like literally across the board, LAFC did not look good. The back line was bad. The fullbacks were bad. The midfield was bad. Everybody was bad. Okay. Even Lloris wasn't doing very well. I thought Tafari was really, really bad in the first half. Tafari did nothing. Ordas did nothing. And like I said, so in a 2-0 at the half, I said, okay, well, they're going to have to make some adjustments. They're going to have to make some substitutions. They're going to have to get these guys in here and they're going to have to switch formations, go to that 4-3-3 if they want to have any chance to win this game. Well, that's what they did. They had David Martinez come in. They had Morin come in the second half, and Andrew Morin. And I thought, okay, well, maybe they have a chance. Like they can make this thing interesting. I still thought they were probably going to lose, but they can make this thing interesting, right? They they looked instantly better in the second half. Instantly. Like this was a completely different team when they put Morin and David Martinez on the pitch. They were creating, they looked more fluid, they were dominating possession. And I forgot to mention this. In the first half, LAFC had zero shots, zero on target, zero total shots. They were getting dominated on possession, 66% to 34%. I mean, it was embarrassing. Their expected goals in the first half was 0.00. Zero. None. It was terrible by LAFC in the first half. Like absolutely horrible by LAFC. Dolo ball special. But like I said, second half, things started to pick up. They brought Morin in. They brought David Martinez in. Things started to turn up. Okay. Son Heung-min scores off the rebound in the 60th minute. Then you're like, oh, Okay, they have life. They pulled one back. And from that point forward, LAFC just completely dominated. It was literally the tale of two halves. Vancouver dominated the first half, LAFC dominated the second half. And LAFC just kept putting pressure, kept putting pressure. Vancouver looked weak and tired, like they had spent all their energy in that first half and they had nothing left to give. And in the 90th minute, now I have to say this too, real quick, before we get to the, I would get ahead of myself. The 90th minute, I thought there was going to be 5 minutes of added time, max. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes max, right? They had 9 minutes, and the crowd was very upset with the 9 minutes of added time. And I will say that it was a little more than I expected. Um, I didn't think they were gonna add 9 minutes, but they did. They added 9 minutes. And Tristan Blackman got a red card in the third minute of added time, which put them down to 10 men. But in the fifth minute of added time, Son Heung-min had an absolute world class free kick to tie this thing up in added time. World class free kick, as good as you could want. Okay, as good as you could want. Clinical, beautiful finish, beautiful, beautiful shot. Okay, so it's tied 2-2. They're down 10 men. I'm thinking LAFC are going to pull this off before the end. I mean, it ended up going like it was 9 minutes of added time, but it ended up going like 12 minutes post 90 minutes. 12 minutes. Okay. So it ends at regulation. Ends at regulation 2-2. 30 minutes. 30 minutes of extra time is how it goes. LAFC, all the momentum looks like they're going to win this easily, especially since Vancouver are down to 10 men. And then Thomas Müller in added time looked like he pulled his hamstring. He got pulled off in extra time. So Vancouver's down Thomas Müller. They are down 10 men. It looks like LAFC has this. Well, LAFC couldn't score. They just couldn't score in the first 15 of extra time. They could not score. They couldn't do it. Okay. So I'm like, okay, well, they have to win this. I mean, Thomas Müller was arguably the best player for outside of Kubas in the first half for and Laporta for Vancouver. I mean, they were just playing good collectively. He's out of the game, like their leader, their conductors out of the game. How is LAFC going to lose this? How is Vancouver going to win this? That's what I'm thinking. And they just couldn't score. And so I'm like, okay, well, they got 15 more minutes. They still look like the better team. They just, had some chances. But in the next 15 minutes of extra time, in the 12th minute, Vancouver had another injury. They had another injury. How Beanie literally hurt himself and had to be pulled out of the game. So not only was Vancouver down to 10 men, they were down to 9 men. LAFC had an advantage of 11-9 because of an injury. They were out of substitutions. You don't get an extra substitution in extra time. So they were down to 9 men. You think to yourself, oh my God, LAFC is a slam dunk to win this. Like, there's no way they're losing this. There's no way they're choking this away. The Dolo choke is not happening. But even with 7 minutes of playing against 9 men, they had chances. There was an opportunity where David Martinez shot it, hit the bar. Denis Bouanga, rebound off the bar. Denis Bouanga gets his own rebound off the bar. Off the post 3 times. 3 times. And they couldn't score in that extra time. And then it goes to penalties, which is exactly what Vancouver wanted to happen. Exactly what they wanted to happen to play in their advantage, especially with all the people they had down. And Takioka was balling out in goal. Absolutely balling out. Incredible performance by the Japanese goalkeeper. And when it went to penalties, I thought, oh man, this really is a coin flip. Sonny missed the penalty, the first shot. And at that point, they're at a disadvantage. And then Delgado sails one in the third penalty. And at that point, it was over. And they ended up winning. Vancouver did on penalties. It was like 4-3. And it's just a matters of like missed opportunity. Just thinking about what LAFC had in front of them. They had this chance to come back. They got the 2 goals. They were down 9 men in the extra time. They had the penalties. They had all these opportunities, and they just choked it away. And what I pinpoint is the reason is this team just doesn't have creativity in the midfield or enough, and they just have a very, very lackluster roster around their star players in Denis Bouanga and Son Heung-min. They just don't have a good team around these guys, and they have a very bad manager who doesn't know how to make substitutions, who doesn't know how to make adjustments. And if he does make adjustments, they're way too late in the game. and he's just a bozo. And this is his last game as LAFC's manager, and they need to stick away. They need to stay as far away from him or any of his disciples or assistant managers they possibly can, because they're all bred losers, all of them. They can't go near any of them. That's my stand on that. That's my point on that. But whatever. This was an absolute choke job by LAFC after all the opportunities they had to win this. And kudos to Vancouver on winning and going to the Western Conference final without Müller, down 2 men. What an incredible, 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 incredible match, guys. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, this was the best MLS match I have seen in the playoffs ever. Like, this is an instant classic. This is what it's supposed to be about. This is why they have the MLS Cup playoffs, is so they can create games like this, experiences like this. Um, I mean, it was just incredible. Instant classic, one of the best games I've ever seen. I wonder what you guys think about it. But now that they have lost, LAFC is done for the season. Their offseason now officially begins. They won't play again until February. So it's going to be a little bit of a long offseason, 3 months. And Vancouver will play the winner of San Diego FC versus Minnesota United to go to the Western Conference final, or a chance to play to go to the MLS Cup final. So it's going to be an interesting finish to this MLS Cup playoffs. Not exactly what I thought was going to happen. Probably not what a lot of you guys thought was going to happen. But what are your thoughts on this game? Was this one of the best games you've ever seen? Were you surprised LAFC lost? Did you think they were going to win? Were you ever in doubt of Vancouver? Let me know in the comments section down below. Guys, what an incredible finish. Hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. There's other games in front of us still, even though if LAFC's out. We'll see what happens. Until next time, guys, I will see you all soon.